The solution to climate change is American innovation. We have to get beyond the idea first that we need to choose between a clean environment and a strong economy. We all want cleaner air and water. We all want jobs. They don't have to contradict each other. When we frame the debate as a conflict between an economy and the environment, we just talk past one another and we're not realistic about our own history. And in Virginia, we've got huge areas of risk of the negative impacts of climate change, especially sea level rise, all effects that can be traced to carbon pollution. The Hampton Roads area of Virginia is the second most populous part of our state, 1.6 million people, and it is the second most vulnerable community on the East Coast after New Orleans, the eastern half of the United States, to sea level rise. So our second largest area, which is the home of the largest concentration of naval power in the world, critical to our defense, is deeply vulnerable to climate change. In addition to being vulnerable because of our coast, our largest industry in Virginia is agriculture and forestry. Now, if you want to talk about an industry that is affected by climate, that's your industry. $70+ billion a year of economic activity in our state, our largest industry affected by climate. Tourism is a big Virginia industry. Outdoor tourism, that's $20+ billion a year. We are directly affected by climate. And we see extreme weather patterns. It's not just a Katrina or a Sandy or an Ike. Now, there is a second argument. It's not science denial, it's leadership denial. These folks may not deny the climate science, but they deny that the U.S. can or should be a leader in taking any step. They say, look, even if we reduced U.S. emissions to zero, it wouldn't offset world emissions unless China or India did something, and so let's just not do anything. That is just not the American way, folks, for us not to lead on something important like that. Now, it is true that we need every country to reduce emissions in the long run. But that's not an argument for the U.S. to do nothing. That's an argument for the U.S. to step up and be leaders. You know, part of leadership is sending the right signals into the market at the right time. That's one of the reasons why I think it would be a very good thing if the president rejected the proposal to expand use of tar sands oil in the Keystone Pipeline program. We ought to send the right message right now. That's one of the most powerful things we could do in our country and beyond to show that we're going to be leaders. It's very difficult to lead and impossible to get people to follow if you're not willing to take a step as the most powerful and innovative economy in the world. This is my punchline on what we got to do. We've got to do everything cleaner tomorrow than we're doing it today. Everything cleaner tomorrow than we're doing it today. We'll have fossil fuels with us for some time, and we won't bring emissions to zero anytime soon. But just because we can't immediately go from 6 billion to 0 tons of CO2, we can't rest in our effort to reduce our CO2 every day a little bit more. On fossil fuels, we've got to take any progress we can that replaces dirty with less dirty, even if it doesn't get us the whole way. Over time, the portion of our total energy footprint that's carbon-based will get smaller, and as we develop more non-carbon alternatives, and it will also get cleaner as we reduce carbon-based energy emissions with better technology. Now, this is why I am against dirty fossil fuels like tar sands, which make us dirtier tomorrow than today. I want to be cleaner tomorrow than today. Tar sands oil is about 15 to 20% dirtier than conventional oil. Let's not be dirtier tomorrow than today. We got the trend line moving in the right direction. We're reducing CO2 emissions. Let's be cleaner tomorrow than today. Why would we embrace tar sands oil and backslide to be dirtier tomorrow?